Excellent.
You don't know what you're doing.
Welcome back to an all-new episode of Much to Do About Nothing. I see Mike changed my name. I was too tired to change it. Thank you, Mike. Welcome to an all-new episode of Much to Do About Nothing. Guys, we have a really cool show on par for you guys today. A lot of fun topics to talk about. As per usual, I want to start. I know I usually end it this way, but I'm going to start starting the episodes this way. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing, please. We see there is a bunch of likes and views, but not necessarily all of you are subscribed. So make sure you guys are subscribing, and please leave your thoughts. Anything we talk about, you agree with, disagree with. You want us to have a survivor type of vote to get AJ off of the show. You guys just let us know your feelings down in the comments below. I listen to everything. No, you need to be voted out.
Squid Game in 2023.
Yes.
You ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
Yes. See, that's my problem, AJ, is that I keep trying to figure out how to, and there's no right way to do it. All right, so I'm thinking maybe if I do, what is it? Not peer pressure, but like, I don't know. I get the whole world.
There is one way you can.
What's that?
One way.
What's that? So we can
invite me to Across the Spider-Verse premiere, and then the day before, just say no, you can't go. That'll hurt my feelings. I'll cry.
No. See, no. I've been friends with Trevon too long. No. The proper way to do that is to invite everybody but you to go to the premiere. No need to give you false hope. Just don't give you hope at all. There you go. That's the best way. But no, guys, all jokes aside, please make sure you guys are commenting, liking, subscribing. Like I said, we want to hear you guys' thoughts. If there's some things you guys want to see us do differently, want to see us do more of, please let us know in the comments down below. All right? Thank you guys so much for always tuning in. But all right, let me introduce my panel before we jump right into this. Starting off with Trevon. What's up, Trevon?
Oh, I didn't know you would call me first, but hi everyone. Happy to be here. Yeah.
I mean, you were going to get called at some point. There's not many of us. So, I don't ever forget you, Trevon.
You have.
No. One time. Trevon, we've been podcasting together for what? Like 2-3 years? You going to hold one time against me?
I hold grudges. I don't know. Sorry.
But one time.
Petty.
I thought Trevon was about to say, yeah, last week you forgot me. One time. We've been friends for a long ass time now. Come on, man.
Sorry.
6 months? All right, Trevon won't be on next week, y'all. Yeah, that way I don't run the risk of forgetting him. He's just not on. There you go. Next up, AJ. What's up, AJ?
Across the Spider-Verse, baby. Woo woo.
AJ, I promise you, I don't have the energy to do 2 shows, but I promise you, we will get together to do a trailer reaction video tomorrow. Okay? All right? So you can get all your energy of Spider-Man right out. Get it all out. Okay?
That's not going to be enough.
I don't know what else you need from me then, AJ. That hasn't been enough. All right? Between what you post on Twitter and the hour alone you'll spend doing that breakdown, that should be enough. You should be a happy camper, okay?
Mike will join me. He's as excited as I am.
I don't think as excited as you are. I think a comfortable amount of excitement. I think Mike is in the area.
I think I'm just a little more reserved than AJ, but the excitement level is about the same.
I will say that might be. Oh, wait. Let's all be real, though, okay? Let's be specific. I believe Mike's excitement is for the movie. I believe AJ's excitement is because it's always a step closer to Haley Steinfeld. That's really that's why he's here. That's why he's
too much to ask for both.
Exactly.
No. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I saw her whole birthday celebration. I've never wanted to be Anderson .Paak more than her birthday celebration. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that. What's up, Chips and Sticks?
What up?
What's going on? What's going on? Don't put up the second comment yet, Mike. Let's wait till we open up with DC. But we're not done introducing people. See, Trevon tried to make y'all think I forgot about y'all. What's up, Joel?
What's up, everybody?
How's
everybody doing?
I think I'm okay. I felt like you were talking directly to me. I'm okay.
I'm doing good.
Don't do that, Trevon. I'm his friend. He was talking to me. So goddamn rude.
I mean, I think he was talking to everybody.
No, Joel looked at me. He looked right at me and said, "Friend, how are you?"
If I didn't look at you when I said everybody, then I apologize.
Do you guys see the emotional abuse Joel puts me through in this friendship? Do y'all see this? This is just ridiculous. This is why I hate people. All right. Next, but definitely not, last but definitely not least, I guess was the word I was looking for. The greatest video producer this side of the Mississippi. Mike, what's going on, Mike?
Exhausted, but hyped to talk about DC Spider-Man tomorrow. Spider-Man 2 getting kind of leaked a little bit. I don't know.
I don't care. I need it all.
Just a little bit. I am excited for tomorrow. God damn, Trevon. He just pulled the what happened at the video game awards. That's what Trevon just pulled. Relax. All right, goddamn.
Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton.
Absolutely. The only great way to end an award show. Between that guy and the Academy really went to, those are probably my two favorite ways to end an award show. So shout out. But all right. So like I said, we got a lot to talk about. Let's start off with obviously what this show or this episode is named, and that is Can James Gunn Fix the DCU? Now, this is a very loaded question, and it's so funny because I had this question for Didge, but he's not on because Didge very much agreed with me. Joel, we were talking about, if James Gunn is going to respond to everybody, it's going to be the longest fucking 4 years this man has ever had to experience in his life. The internet, I believe, is always openly negative when it's DC. Right? That's when the internet loves to be super speculative, right? Super negative, super one-sided. So we were saying how if he keeps responding to people, it's just only gonna frustrate the man. Oh, Derpy, no. We're gonna put up your comment. I just wanted to wait till we started talking about it before I put it up. I didn't want to answer it before we got into the conversation. But obviously, we saw James Gunn responding to publications implying
untrustworthy.
Implying you say untrustworthy, but how that publication got as many followers as they did, staggering. I don't get it. I don't get it.
There's a lot of bad news sites that have a lot of followers.
No. The traction that specific one has. We know the traction. There's a specific one, Joel, me and you personally hate. If I could light a match to it, I 100% would. But to me, I kind of just feel like he's going to have to learn sooner rather than later. There's just no good that comes from it, man. You're just going to have to wait until you decide to make everything public and people kind of just see how the chips fall where they may. But where you kind of put yourself in this weird position. It's still up there giving the speech. That's funny. But what I think you kind of put yourself in a bad position of if you're James Gunn is that, let's just say, right? You decide to completely reboot this universe. It gives that report traction that you don't like Henry Cavill. Right?
That's a Trevon type of way of thinking. I don't think that's a good way of thinking.
No. I'm saying
he dislikes everybody then, because everybody.
I'm saying responding to it. If he just rebooted everything and never responded, then he just literally rebooted everybody.
Whatever he wants, it doesn't matter. Rebooting is rebooting.
That definitely. I think to think that doesn't give that power is very wrong. It does. It 100% does.
Personal problem. I don't think he should worry about it. That's how I feel.
I think he should worry about responding to every troll that's gonna pop up between now and 4 years.
There's a lot of motherfuckers out there. He ain't responding to everybody, but he is responding more than anybody else.
I just think he should just ignore it, bro. Ignore it. Once you come out, it squashes everything.
Him coming out and telling people no or yes, or I actually do appreciate that.
I don't know.
I do appreciate that you care for his health and mental well-being. But
to me, I always felt as though there was a middle ground. Like, I don't need my studio to say nothing when it comes to all right, we're gonna do a Superman movie or a Batman movie.
About hearing nothing.
Yes, but here's the difference.
Speculate about everything.
But here's the difference.
Madness is that created.
Here's the difference. Nothing was answered there. The only thing he answered was, "I do like Henry Cavill." That's not an answer to whether or not Henry is still our Superman.
That's literally an answer.
No. So, do you know for a fact that Henry is still our Superman going forward?
To the issue that was handled in that situation.
That was what the whole report was.
Huh?
He's saying he doesn't like Henry Cavill. That was
right, and that you can expect Henry Cavill to not be back. That was legit what the whole thing said. It said he doesn't like him. It won't be back.
Okay. There you go. I was just saying that's not what the tweet that he was responding to was. Simply James Gunn does not like Henry Cavill.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just going to say, like, if the original post was, and that's why Henry Cavill will not be back, I get it. But the tweet was literally just blanket statement. James Gunn doesn't like Henry Cavill. You can recast Superman and still like Henry Cavill as a person.
Exactly.
And so I feel like that's why he's like, hey, I'm going to just squash this stupid troll that's out here gaining traction.
But to me, it's like, to me, I kind of feel like whether he likes Henry or not, to me, I kind of feel like the obvious thing people are trying to figure out from that is whether or not Henry will indeed be back. And you saying you like him or not is no clarification on whether or not he'll be back.
But
that's the point I'm making.
That's a different situation.
Yeah,
but that's why I'm saying you coming out to say yes, I do like Henry. Did what? Like now people are like, okay, he'll be back.
That's a different situation.
Henry, that was the whole issue.
I'm just saying, to me, you telling me that you like somebody does not tell me that he'll be back.
No, he's saying
that's not what he was answering.
Right. I know, but that's what I'm saying. Why answer it? Like, who gives a fuck if you like the guy?
He wants to correct.
Oh, so he just answers any questions that are asked. Okay, so then I'll ask, will Henry Cavill be back?
You could literally ask that. He's never
He answers the question.
Then as long as that can be answered. As long as like a question that matters can be answered, then I'll go ask.
No, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like you're never going to get actual the answers you want. You're never going to get that from him because he's not going to put that out in the public.
Oh, so he's going to answer the questions. No one gives a fuck.
Don't matter exactly.
Oh, got you. I got you.
It's no different than any other insider. Right? Like Kevin Feige will do an interview, but he's not going to tell you
because it's
Fantastic Forecast does. You know?
Yeah, but my question is, Kevin Feige's not going to respond to whether or not he likes John Krasinski.
Kevin Feige
like that's the most stupidest thing to respond to. Why does that matter?
I think
to be fair, he did answer. To be fair, he did answer if he liked Ben Affleck's Batman or not. So he's
who did?
Huh?
Who did?
James Gunn.
Yeah, he's been answering.
Responded to if he liked Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah.
If he wants to bring back Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern, he was answering a bunch of questions. So I feel like
that was obvious.
And look, it's
this one's obvious too. Of course,
he didn't say about liking Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern. He said he's coming back. He should bring him back. He's saying about liking Ryan Reynolds. He tagged him.
It doesn't matter if he likes him or not.
So it's like
that's why I said it shouldn't have been answered. But
I think the problem
it doesn't matter. It's what he wanted to do. It doesn't matter. Why are we?
It matters.
It matters. No, it doesn't matter.
Because it became a news cycle. Because he responded to it. That's my point.
So here's the problem.
So he can't respond to anything.
No, I'm saying to me that was the stupidest thing to respond to.
So I feel like it goes back to something Joel said at the beginning of this conversation, right? DC would never answer anything. So I feel like Gunn might just be going out of his way to be as open and communicate with the audience as much as possible. And he can't reveal the DC slate. He can't reveal who Superman is going to be. But he's probably trying to keep that line of communication open because we've been in the dark for like 7 years essentially when it comes to DC. So he's probably just overcompensating. Maybe he shouldn't have answered this question.
Maybe
You're
not.
right.
All I'm saying is that to me, your response, right, to anything should be once you're ready to reveal whatever you have. Answering these questions to me are just because they become things that people talk about. And it's just there's no need. There's no need.
That was even asked in the first place.
So James Gunn can't answer any questions unless it's relevant to future DC stuff.
What I'm saying is all publicity is not good publicity. And right now, with that whole division being in a fucking flux, you don't need to make just anything a topic of conversation.
Just take James Gunn's phone away then. How about that?
No, just when there's something that is news reportable, that's when you come out and talk about the DC universe.
I guess the reason why I don't care is that this is how James Gunn has always done business on Twitter. Right. He does this with Guardians of the Galaxy. He's done this with everything he's done it before. He's done in his career since he's had a Twitter account.
On Twitter.
Right.
And so I get you. And anything else does not come with the level of scrutiny that this universe does that he's
I appreciate that you are worried for his health.
It's not that I'm worried about his health. It's that it's just like
I don't understand why you care so much, but
because it became a news story that's not a news story.
But that's not James Gunn's fault. That's the news.
You responded to it. That is the point. But to me, we are not going to act like when celebrities respond to shit, they're just responding just for the heck of it. It is always going to be a news story. But when you're that level of celebrity, everything is going to be a news story. So to me, you said, wait, we got a plan. We're figuring it out. Just be patient. Yeah, so then everything should be under that umbrella.
The comment on that tweet, that had nothing to do with the DC universe.
Right.
But it does, though, because...
Is Henry Cavill not fucking Superman? What the fuck are we talking about?
Rebooting. See, that's why.
But you're saying the same thing I'm saying. You just don't care about the end result. My point was there was no need to say it at all. Who gives a fuck? But that was my point.
But why are we arguing then?
Because why did he even bring it up?
But it doesn't matter. We're both saying that, so why does it matter?
Because now the story, 100% James Gunn will fix the DCU. I have more hope with him than a man that thought the ideas of Batman getting
Lois Lane pregnant.
You can't say that one word without getting us in trouble. So
that's why I skipped over it. Yeah, I skipped over it. I don't even remember that being something that was in the script. So.
I don't remember that either. Was that?
I don't remember
that was stuff that was kind of in the Justice League 2 notes that Zack Snyder revealed.
Was he arrested?
I don't remember that part.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. Joel read me that word for word, and I never remember hearing that.
I remember that.
The Batman quote is something he said during filming Watchmen. That's unrelated. That has nothing to do with the DCU. But the Lois Lane stuff is
because I was about to say. The idea of Batman getting Lois Lane pregnant and then Superman and Lois Lane raising the next Batman is nothing compared to a problem of Batman experiencing that in prison. If that is what you were trying to do, you should never come back. 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 Yeah. If that is what you thought we needed to see in a movie, like what? That would have been the weirdest scene to sit through. What the fuck? Anyway, Mike, what was the next comment? Go ahead, Joel.
No, I'm just saying I hope that's not the case.
That is just
so weird.
That's really out there. Patty made a huge mistake in getting rid of both writer Alan Heinberg and the stunt team from the first Wonder Woman, from the first movie for Wonder Woman 84. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It seems like Patty's biggest issue is when she writes these scripts. She writes these scripts that are personal to her. So it's not really what'll entertain the masses. It's kind of telling the stories that she kind of just feels very, very caring about, you know? And sometimes that works where it tells beautiful stories. And sometimes it tells a story that really only pertains to you or like a small faction of the world. And it seems like
the movie.
Right. Like, I mean, right. When she came out and gave the whole story about Rogue Squadron, right? With her dad being a fighter pilot. That's beautiful. But you're doing a fighter pilot movie. The chances of the entire world embracing it the way that maybe some of the world embraces it is rare. I think we put too much focus on how successful Rogue One was, that we're just like open to all things Star Wars. And some things just don't need to be movies. But I won't disagree with you that maybe she should have kept the magic that worked in the first Wonder Woman movie. But Wonder Woman 1984 to me was only bad because you chose that to be your villain. In the one that should have been your villain, you made a side villain. So that was really my biggest issue with Wonder Woman 1984, was that was very weird that you decided to go that route.
Your physical threat wasn't the main threat. It's really
right.
Yeah.
And then when we got the actual physical threat, it was so fucking dark. I couldn't really see. Like, you put all the color in Wonder Woman's suit that I couldn't see what the fuck Cheetah looked like. You know,
the sun to shine on the gold suit.
right. So to me, my issues weren't more, I guess, story. They were more the decision for your villain. It was just, to me, weird. But I mean, so I want to ask you, Mike. I want to start with you with this. Obviously, we heard the rumors that Patty's Wonder Woman 3 script got rejected. Do you kind of feel like, if the studio wants to have this Wonder Woman movie made, right, you just let Patty finish it, right? You just let her finish it. And then if you choose to completely move elsewhere with the whole vision of Wonder Woman going forward, cool. But I kind of feel like that's like, and I'm going to give it right to you, that's like if Kevin said they were going to do another Thor movie to veer away from Taika. At this point, just let Taika finish it. And then either don't do any more Thor movies or, you know, go a completely different direction. But I kind of feel like some people think he's 1 for 1. Some people think he's 0 for 2, right? Yeah. But it's the idea of, I think we wouldn't be looking at Thor in a good sense, if not for Ragnarok, for a lot of people, right? I know a lot of people prefer Infinity War Thor over all the other Thors. But to me, I think Ragnarok gave us a new leash on Thor, right? That kind of just made it fun. And then whatever you want to say he did with Love and Thunder, not here to argue that. But to me, I kind of just feel like just give them that last one. And then if you want to completely boot them out, no problem. But how do you feel about that? Do you think they should let Patty finish?
So the thing is, they tried to, and apparently she's the one who walked away, right? It's right. Like they reviewed the script. And they said, hey, they did give her that one more chance of, this doesn't fit with where we want to go. Are you willing to revise the script? So I feel like they did kind of extend that olive branch to her and say, hey, we're going to give you one more go. And she turned it down, which at that point, there's nothing else you can really do. But I'm going to be controversial here. And I'm going to say everything we love about Wonder Woman probably comes from Zack Snyder. When you really think about it, her introduction in Batman vs. Superman, him having a role in Wonder Woman, the first film, him not having much of a role in Wonder Woman 1984, it's like, as much crap as Zack Snyder gets, Wonder Woman might be the 4-hour cut. And the Snyder cut. So it's like, how much of that was the collaboration? I'm not going to give Zach full credit for someone else's movie, but like the collaboration between Snyder, Johns, and Jenkins in the first movie, that might have just been lightning in a bottle compared to 84 and whatever this rejected script ended up being.
So you don't think it could be the same thing that a lot of people think for Taika, that you just shitted the bed in your second movie? It's as simple as that. You just shitted the bed. You know, you did really good on the first one, and then you just shitted the bed. Maybe you were given too much freedom in the second one. Like with Zach there for the first one was more guiding you towards what the structure is supposed to be. Yeah. So you were kind of following the guidelines. And then once he was removed, you were given freedom to do whatever you wanted. And that was maybe where the mistake came from, because she made a shit ton of money with that first movie. So I could see the studio going, well, you did such a great job. Do whatever you want with the second one. Quite like Kevin probably said to Taika, you know, and then we kind of see that maybe too much freedom. It's not good for those two.
So the reason I can't fully agree with that is I just personally haven't seen enough of Patty Jenkins's work outside of the DC universe.
I got you.
Whereas I've seen almost all of Taika's filmography, so I know that I enjoy like 90% of the stuff he makes, and that one movie was the anomaly. I just can't get that same read on Patty Jenkins.
Okay, I have no argument to that. I have no argument to that whatsoever. I don't know, because to me it's like, I don't know, because to me if I take that, then I have to give Zach 50-50 for that first Wonder Woman movie, because I thought it was phenomenal. So the final act, I spent all this time, putting that at the shoulders of Patty. Like, you did a great job till your last act, and then it kind of just fell through for him.
It also felt like Zach, to be fair.
Oh no, well, yeah, that is true.
If we're gonna give him credit.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If I go with what Mike's saying, then yeah, I'd have to give Zach the credit and the blame.
Don't you shake your head, Trevon. You know it's
started
true.
and then ended. Trevon,
you really gotta take the bad too, brother.
That the visual that I got to end that movie was just, I don't know, man. But I'll go to you next, Trevon. So Mike is absolutely right. So I'll structure the question a little differently. If you're Patty, we have to assume the biggest thing she's ever done to this date has been her superhero stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So knowing that she kind of technically owes us one. Well, I'm saying, Joel, like of the world knowing, because she's probably done a movie that maybe got nominated for something or whatever.
I don't know Wonder Woman.
Oh, well, okay. So then there you go.
I don't know.
There you go. So do you kind of feel like, because of how bad 1984 is, that she owes us one and maybe should work with Warner Brothers on a better treatment for this third movie?
If she was willing to play ball, then yeah. But if she doesn't want to, then see ya, son.
Oh, for sure. I'm not finding reasons for her to stay, but you owe us one. That last movie might have single-handedly changed people's perspective, because it almost made me think, wait a minute. Gal Gadot can act, right? All right, yeah, she can. What the fuck are y'all do to her in this shit, dog? But no, I really do kind of feel like I really wish I knew just what she had planned for this movie, Trevon. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I get that maybe the overall script wasn't good, but, like, was there anything good in that script? You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't find much in the last one she did. But go ahead, Trevon. Oh, now I'm gonna go to you, Joel. I got you. Go ahead, Trevon.
I just wonder if, like, with this script or whatever, was it still gonna be some kind of, like, I don't know, 1990? I don't know, some old date that, like, so it predates like modern times. Like, let's bring it to the real. Let's bring it to now instead of that. Tired of that way in the back stuff. Like, let's bring her here. Let's stick at that. That's why I think I enjoy Zack, like when Zack Snyder uses her, because she's dead by the times. I don't know, but anyway, I don't know. I feel like she might felt like, hey, the first movie made money. The second one, did it make money? I don't know. No.
Remember, it was the home release.
It was like
it was a home release, and
was it a duel?
Yeah.
Was it a duel?
It was, but remember, that was still in the time when no one was going to the theater.
The beginning of COVID, right there.
Right.
It was like the heart of COVID.
It wasn't.
Well, no. Not necessarily the heart. It was December of that year.
Yeah.
Right.
COVID
COVID hit the States February of that year.
Right. It was limited.
Oh, yeah.
It was bad.
When does that kind of Justice League come out? When around
Justice League was December.
It's not a blend now.
No. He's talking about the Snyder Cut. You're talking about the Snyder Cut, right?
I don't. The other one.
It was 2020 or 2021. Yeah.
March 2021.
So after.
Yeah. Okay.
After?
Yeah, after. Because Wonder Woman was December. It was the Christmas release.
After.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe she felt like, you guys should take my script how it is. If not, peace. Or they might just didn't work with it at all. I mean, they could be just spinning it that way. It was just a treatment. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they just said deuce. Like, I don't know.
Either way, they gave us a very believable story.
They did.
A lot of people that saw 1984 couldn't believe that she turned in a bad script.
They can spin it that way. And she kind of got dropped from the Star Wars thing.
Right.
So it's very easy to be like, she just sucks. They just throw her away kind of thing. But
it's sad because there's only two ways to look at it. Either Kathleen Kennedy and David don't like what's her name, or she just turned in two horrendous scripts for both projects.
Yeah.
That's really the only way to look at both.
You just stop writing and just direct.
That might be the way to go.
Maybe.
Yeah. Fact checking right quick.
Good, Mike.
Her only two writing credits are a movie called Monster from 2003, which has like an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. And the next is 1984.
Is that the one with Charlize? That one?
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
So she didn't.
But that's what I was saying, Joel. I to me, her biggest thing that the world knows her for is her working with Wonder Woman.
Well, that's a much yes.
Yeah.
The first one's written by, as all in the games in the comments, Alan Heinberg, Zack Snyder, and Jason Futch. So
I think it still goes to the point, and thank you all in the game. Can we bring up his recent comment real quick?
Yeah, I want to address this right quick. The whole Steve Trevor Lazarus Pit thing, this goes back to why James Gunn be tweeting so much. That's not real. That was trending on Twitter, saying it was from Deadline, but there's no article on Deadline's website that ever confirms this story.
And but here we are.
Yeah, everything else in this message is correct, though. Just want to point it out.
But it's believable though.
Welcome to Twitter.
That's the terrible part. It's believable.
We heard that. It's true.
He came back again. I mean, he already came back once, so why not do it again?
Bringing him back a third time, whether it's the Lazarus Pit or not, is silly.
Well, wait. Time out. Hold on, Trevon. It's not the same thing because 1984, she was just seeing Steve in someone else's face. Yeah, essentially. It wasn't back.
Body.
No. That was all fake though. That was all fake though.
It was an illusion.
It was an illusion. Right.
To her.
No one else saw that motherfucker alive. Like, it was really only her. Right. It was like her personal ghost.
Else, he looked like himself.
Body was
right.
There. Got it.
Right. Okay. Well, no, because body possessed Trevon is not the same. It's only you see his face to look like that. Like a body possession would be everybody sees it.
That was I forgot how exactly, but that was technically her wish because
that was her wish. Right. That was her wish. And then once she let go of the wish is when she finally saw him for who he really was, right? Which was her real husband in real life. Yeah, because remember it was the scene with her husband, her real husband, and there were kids around, and those are her actual kids too.
Well, I know he's in it. I don't remember.
Yeah, that was who the person turned out to be at the end. Yeah, so I mean that's maybe what it seems like is that too much freedom is sometimes a bad thing. And look, I mean, Joel, I'm passing it to you. You can say what you were going to say before, but I mean, I think you made the great point of maybe you don't need to write it. Like, why do you feel like you need to write it? Like you're a director, just go direct it.
I guess it feels like it's our baby. So like I was a part of all the last two, so I should have a say in the story going. In this one, she probably took offense to the idea. It's like I gotta go back and change that. Look, this is my story. You either like it or you don't. Take it or leave it.
What's so weird about that, Joel, is the idea that if I hired a new writer, right, you can still structure it to do some of the things you wanted, but this writer can just make it better. You know what I'm saying?
She doesn't see it that way. Like apparently she sent like an email to them about the character arc where I guess they disagreed on the character's arc.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, making Wonder Woman a pacifist isn't a great way to go. So,
especially when it conflicts with her present day incarnation, which is why it's like in BVS she's smiling, fighting Doomsday, right, saying she's killed things from other worlds before. It is the dopest thing ever. But it's like, how did we go from 84 Wonder Woman to that?
It's funny you say that, Mike, because my bigger issue with that universe was, at what point are you going to make it to where it's like a lot of this team doesn't kill, right? Because it's like in almost everybody's solo first appearance, these motherfuckers were killing, right? So it's like, well, at some point they gotta stop killing. Right?
Love the brutality of it all.
Because to me, only Wonder Woman should be out here killing. Nobody else.
That guy
yes, Wonder Woman should be the only one that's okay with slicing up a mother.
The other two shouldn't kill people. That was a problem from the start.
Not at all.
That's an issue. That's a big issue.
To me.
Look where that got us, Trevon.
Go ahead,
Trevon. No progress since.
I mean, yeah, it definitely was a weird thing because, like, again, I don't hate BVS, but when I keep telling you, Joel, that man was trying his hardest to make me. I'm just watching characters not do things that they're supposed to be doing, and it's just like, why do you want me to hate this movie? It's good. Why are you doing these things? Like, why?
I never hated it. That's the thing. I remember defending it so many times to the point where I had to fight against it because people were ridiculously overhyping it. I'm like, how did that change so quickly? It was completely being trashed. And then it's like, oh, now it's like the god of movie of all movies. I'm like, there's no middle ground, you fucking psychos.
I will say, the audience did go from like, you know what it was? I think it was because a lot of people are led by their favorite reviewers. And the entire media seems like they turned on that movie overnight. And once they did, it just seemed like the world went with them.
It was
right?
So bad. That was such a dark time for me because, like, it was the most negative. I feel like it was the most negative Twitter's ever been. It felt like to me at the time.
It was really toxic,
because it was the BVS and then Suicide. I'm like, I didn't hate those movies for them to get trashed as bad as they were.
That
like,
was Punch, man. That 2016 was wild.
It was, and you know what's crazy, Mike? I think I told you this before. I know I told AJ and Trevon, and Joel was part of it. Mike, I was bold enough to go on Facebook and declare that BVS would outsell Civil War, and it wouldn't even be close. Do you know the amount of shit I had to eat for a full fucking calendar year, man? Like, God damn.
I mean, to be fair, on paper, it should.
It should have. That's why I was so mad.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
What, Trevon?
This comment. Don't call me out like that.
DJ's comment.
Oh, you can go. Trevon, you're wrong. Batman and Superman can't be killing people, man. Batman using guns, Superman snapping necks. It's one Wanda without magic.
Hold on.
Without
magic. Nothing next. Come on.
Hold on.
And Man of Steel, that needed to happen.
I didn't mind that. It was one dude.
And it was only one guy.
He was so upset about doing it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Well, I think I look at it more so as like I would have accepted that for the one-off it was if Batman killing wasn't so fucking glaring. In BVS.
My thoughts on that. Juwaan and I did a 2-hour review on Man of Steel.
This is his cynical Batman.
Man of Steel is a masterpiece, and I will defend that movie with my life.
AJ, I'm with you, but I understand. I told Mike I understood his gripes with it. It just didn't bother me the way that it bothered Mike. But I understood him. I did. I totally understood him. I did.
Yeah,
I wasn't oblivious to him.
Yeah.
I
mean, I get it.
But also, can I be fair too, Joel? Not the biggest fucking Superman fan. so for me, it was like, you don't really
Spider-Man
know all that much.
People, he would be really pissed off.
True.
Oh,
for sure. But Superman wasn't out there murking people.
I don't know. I'm not like that as well. I don't know. You know. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Use your powers to the full extent. Yeah.
But I will say this. I will say what I learned from the last regime of the DCEU is I hand it off to you, AJ, is that almost everybody that did a movie for the DCEU under that old regime, each one of them had a unique way of storytelling that I thought if maybe they weren't in control of the whole pie, but only a part of that pie, a lot of these movies could have drastically been better. It was just the amount of control certain people had with certain movies that it was like, well, you didn't have someone to tap you on the shoulders and say, yeah, Batman can't drive a car through another car with people sitting in it. Like, you just can't do that.
They don't have they didn't have the knowledge nor care.
Right.
Say, this should happen, this shouldn't. That's really the difference, you know.
Right, and that's why I always try to stress to Trevon. I fought so hard by saying BVS to me, I thought was one of the more visually pleasing DC movies. Trevon don't get powers that I had ever seen. So like I give Zach so much credit for how beautiful he was able to kind of carve that world to be. It was just the important, like I get you, Trevon. You didn't read these comics. So like the intricacies of it, you just didn't give a fuck about. And I told you, I respect that. I don't have any issue with that. I just need you to understand that the people that did read it, it is very offensive that I'm watching that. Like, again, to be fair, all Batmans outside of Robert Pattinson's Batman have killed, right? But it's never been, outside of maybe Keaton setting that guy on fire, it's never been that blatant. Right.
Oh,
it's never been that blatant. You know? Like, it wasn't even.
And he smiled before.
The only time Christian Bale's Batman killed is in the first one, where he essentially killed the League of Shadows. By setting the whole thing on fire.
Is that the most brutal Batman you guys have?
Oh, you mean in the comic books?
Yeah, the Dark Knight Returns.
Yes and no. Not brutal in the sense of he's killing people.
Killed anyone? Though.
Right. He didn't kill people. He didn't kill people.
Not like like he was like crushing people with his car.
You know what? I do want to add. I do want to add this one thing that I felt as though really only Matt Reeves has gotten right so far is that Batman does have a long leash, right? So like Batman will break your arm and not give a fuck about it. Right?
Yeah.
But he wouldn't go to then make it so your arm could never heal or you could never use your arm again. Like, he's not that violent. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes that gets... No, Batman wouldn't break your arm to where you couldn't use it anymore.
I don't know.
I feel like...
No.
I've been playing the video
games. That's
only video games. Kind of rough, you know, kind of...
But that's what Mike's saying. Say what you just said again, Mike. Say what you just said again, Mike.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, Batman being that violent is a somewhat new development. That's really just in the Arkham games and in the Injustice games, probably because they're action games, so they want to make it more fun. Right. And they make sure he never kills you, but it's like Batman's not going to just go and take a car door and slam it on somebody.
Mike, to your point, Trevon, you know what you can base that off of? And again, this isn't the Bible, but just an example. Do you remember in Batman Under the Red Hood where Robin shattered the guy's femur and Batman was pissed off? Like, bro, you can't do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Robin's like, oh, it's fine. He'll heal and like whatever. He's like, no, we don't do that shit. That's a prime example of Batman. That's Batman. He's not going to do something to where like it harms you for life. Again, he'll break your arm, but in the same sense, he could just snap that shit right back in, right? So it's like, I'm not putting you out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what those movies were starting to muddy. It was like, well, wait, will Batman just killing it? Because here's the most confusing part, right? You showcase Batman willing to kill people, but I watched this motherfucker Joker come out of a club and he killed your Robin. If that's not enough to make you want to kill somebody, why is he killing at all?
I feel like the Batman we have in the movies, though, would have done that. Would have killed Joker.
That's the problem.
That's our problem.
That's what I.
It should have never felt like that.
Okay. I get it, but I feel like you can let somebody like that walk around. That's how I look at it.
It's just weird to me that he's that brutal, right? But he didn't kill Joker. Like, why is Jared Leto alive?
That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what was so confusing about like
kill a lackey, but he won't kill the Joker.
Right? Yeah, like you killed a car of 4 people. But the guy who killed your Robin, you're like, nah, just prison. I'm gonna knock your teeth out, but just prison. That's it. Yeah. That's all you need.
Just go as far as your teeth.
The weirdest shit ever, bro. Like the weirdest shit ever. But AJ, I know you're usually more so in the camp of little arm break, broken collarbone, they'll be fine. I bet you'll learn your lesson though, but Juwaan's right. He don't be acting. He does not act that wild. Like that is really fucking wild. Wait. Pull up All in the Game's comment about Man of Steel. Forget about snapping necks. Do you know how much death and trauma Superman caused by fighting in Metropolis and tearing it? Mike made a very compelling argument.
Hold on.
Link to the description.
He had no control over that fight whatsoever.
Yeah, it was hard.
He was fighting his own kind.
I'm going to be honest.
He had better military experience than he did.
I'm going to be honest.
He had no control over that fight.
Mike made a good point. I don't disagree with you. I'm very much of the motherfucker just discovered himself 5 minutes before he had to save the whole world. But Mike did make a good point of, at no point did you think you could maybe grab him and just fly away? Fly somewhere safer?
He had no control.
No, but Mike's saying, like, when you got a break, like when they threw him through the IHOP, right? And then he flew back out, you could have maybe flown away knowing that they were going to chase you. They weren't going to just stay there. They wanted you.
It's not even the whole, fight with Zod ass. It's just like the small details. Zod throws like an oil truck, and Clark just floats over it, and it blows up a building behind him. It's like, just catch it. You're Superman. Save people. Like, I'm not complaining about him killing the dude, but it's like
it would still explode. So,
but Mike's saying it might have limited the damage.
Superman, like Batman, doesn't kill people. Superman,
but the issue is Batman had
people.
But the thing is, this time Batman had more experience. He had over a decade of experience during that time, whereas Superman only had a week. I would say.
I wouldn't even say a week. I'd say
less than a week.
A good 20 minutes.
That's cool and all. I still want to see him try. Even if he fails, he never tried. And that's fair then. That's part of the problem.
If he tries, okay.
Right, like if he caught the truck and it still exploded, at least he tried to catch it.
Right.
It just explodes in his face.
I tried to tell you, AJ, Mike made really compelling arguments. I still think he's overall wrong, but he did make me think a little bit as he was breaking it down. So I'm like, yeah, that could have been a little cleaner. I won't argue that. It could have been. But like I said, it just came down to
all I'm saying.
The philosophies are just a little different.
Then you should have an issue with the Avengers destroying all of New York.
I did make that point.
You should have.
I did make that point.
In this case where I don't know the Avengers, I don't give a crap. I only know Spider-Man. Nobody else matters.
Oh, wait. No. To be fair, AJ, I brought that up, and Mike and the rest of the cast were telling me, like, no, there was points in that Avengers movie where they were, like, clearing people out. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you let the Hulk rampage all over the city, so it doesn't even out at all anyway.
Yeah.
He's still destroying the city.
If you want to hear the full conversation, it's in the description of the YouTube
video. It is. Make sure you guys go check it out.
I feel like I'm going to get mad if I listen to that.
No, because it's no one trashing the movie. It's just people just saw it a little differently. Like, I don't think anyone was openly like, this is the worst fucking thing to ever happen in the world. I think it was more so just a bunch of differences. It's just a bunch of differences. Man of Steel is my second favorite Superman movie after Superman 2. I'm not a big Superman fan, so I'm cool with him snapping his neck, but Superman can't just be killing people. Well, that kind of slightly contradicts itself a little bit, but I kind of get what you're saying.
I understand because, like I'm not disagreeing with anything you guys are really saying about that specific situation. In that situation, killing Zod was the right call.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The problem is when it becomes an ongoing thing, and like when we get to BVS, he kind of kills all those dudes when he's saving Lois in the beginning. And it's like,
yeah, fuck that.
Well, you know what, Mike? You know what? I'll go a step further. I think the biggest issue for me was that universe did not make it seem like killing people was unacceptable. It made it seem like it was a cool enough thing to do, to where Trevon's just like, who gives a fuck? Wonder Woman's killing, Superman's killing, Batman's killing. I think maybe Flash might have set that building on fire when he ran by it. Who gives a fuck? We're just killing out here, right? At no point did it make it seem like that was just because they had to. This isn't a normal thing we all do here. Like, that's where the problem came from. It made it acceptable.
God.
Yes. You know what, Joel? That's a perfect point. Trevon, you have the boys. Just watch that. Your Justice League does not need to kill. Let the boys do it.
All of them be like that.
Let the boys.
You also have Invincible.
Not for bad, because then you don't need villains. You are the villain. If you're killing people, you're the villain. That's what Batman says separates them.
You die. I don't see the problem.
That's what a villain would say, Trevon.
So we're just gonna go past that one. Like,
yeah. All right. Let's
comment here right quick though.
No powers. Yeah, no powers. Please, no powers. Please, no powers. All right. So to move on a little bit, obviously, we spoke a little bit about at the top of this. The idea that James is he's supposed to be turning it in this week, right? To David.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was because remember they have a earning call before the end of the year.
Does this get leaked? That's my question.
I don't think it has to. I think if you're David, there's no way you don't tell there's no way you don't tell your shareholders in that call. Not specifics, but like this is this is what we're looking to do.
Variety, Hollywood Reporter, all those, they got an article ready. Trust me, they got their insider ready. Like, come on.
They probably got some people with ears to the ground.
Yeah, give it to me.
Go ahead, Joel. What's your question?
Do we get at least an idea if they agree with their plan going forward? Do we hear what the first movie in the new regime is?
I'd say no, unless it's a character that we won't end up seeing sometime next year in one of these movies that are coming out.
I say yes, and it's Batman too.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's that, then yeah, because it has nothing to do with any of the movies coming out next year. So I'm with you there. But to me, there's no way you can announce, all right, our first movie under the new regime is Superman, and then I'm seeing Supergirl and The Flash. I kind of just feel like you should maybe wait until these are over, and then you can tell me none of these movies matter, right? Like, you let them have their time in the box office, they made their money, and then you tell me, forget all of that. It was an illusion. None of it matters. They're gone. They're done, right? But if you tell me that Superman is what you're starting with, and I'm watching Supergirl, it's like, well, will we see her return? No. Well,
don't get
I'm a little confused. Like, I'm a little confused why I should even be watching this at all. You know? So that's the only reason why I say that, Joel. But again, there's a way to do it. I'm just not smart enough to figure out a way to do it that doesn't affect your bottom dollar for these movies coming.
First movie in this new universe is going to be Blue Beetle.
I mean, would we be upset with that? I wouldn't be upset with that. I would not be upset with that. I would just be curious to see. Go ahead.
The Batman.
Look, right now, Didge is somewhere doing cartwheels because, you know, him and AJ, that's what they wanted from day one.
Damn right.
I will reiterate, none of us were against it. We were just saying it just seemed like the facts were stacking against that.
Well, everything I believed about what was happening has completely crumbled in the last year. So
right,
there goes that.
Yeah. So that's the only thing, AJ. It's not that I think you're wrong, because there's nobody that would appreciate that more than myself.
But now, after finding out what happened with what the idea was for the Batman in the DCU at the time, right? Going forward, now that we know what, I at least have an idea what they were planning. If the new plan is to reboot, there's no point. You're already rebooted. To reboot again in a similar fashion makes no sense.
None.
So for me, it's like you kind of have to integrate, right? That just makes the most sense.
Let me ask you this real quick, Joel. Knowing that they were going to do Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton, does that confuse you at all as to why they even went forward greenlighting a Batgirl?
Yes, because I was okay.
Right?
I was okay with the Batman Beyond the idea until they said the Batgirl was going to be a thing. Well, then I'm like,
right,
they're definitely not going to do it.
Because to me, again, I think my biggest issue is I can't have you legit replacing Batman while he's breathing. And then that Batman is essentially the head of the table for all the Robins, the Batgirls. That didn't feel right to me. You know what I'm saying? To me, if you're going to do Batman Beyond, you got to do it the way that they structured it, to where Barbara's much older, right? She's obviously not Batgirl anymore. Dick Grayson, I think, is dead, right?
Dick is
never. It's not confirmed that he's dead. He's just not.
We don't know what the fuck.
He's just not there. Okay.
He's probably in Bloodhaven with Corey.
And then we find out the Joker's living inside of him. And then Barbara's the.
Well, I thought that was Tim.
No, that was Tim. That's what Joel was saying. The Robin. Yeah, the Robin.
We don't know, and Barbara's the commissioner.
Because to me, I kind of feel like changing it up too much is just like you're essentially telling us, like, hey, instead of just recasting a younger Bruce Wayne, we're just gonna bring in Terry McGinnis, who's now your Bruce Wayne, and it's I don't
mind it because it had to be different than Robert Pattinson's Batman, and that's one of the ways to do it. You know, that would be that direction. But when they said they were doing Batgirl, and then they started filming it, I'm like, they're definitely not gonna do Batman Beyond. I thought easily Bat Family was gonna be the way to go.
I want to pose this idea to you guys, and I want to hear your thoughts. I feel like we're getting all of these leaks, but I don't know if they actually connect, if that makes sense. Like, they could have had a Batman Beyond script, they could have had a Batman Beyond idea, but that could have been scrapped for the Batgirl movie. So, like, we're getting all this stuff popping up, and since that entire regime is pretty much gone now, nobody's really gonna fact check it. So I'm not sure all of these ideas were to exist coherently in the same universe, if that makes sense.
Well, to be fair, those Batman Beyond rumors aren't necessarily new. Those have been something that have always been kind of hanging since the idea of Ben leaving. Those are always like concepts.
Michael Keaton was casted. It was already like there was a lot of fake reports about it, but it's definitely had to be in the ears of some people. Like, that's not a bad idea.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's a way to solve all your problems, right? So where you can have Bruce Wayne, he's just not active. Terry McGinnis is active. So it kind of, and it wouldn't have messed up anything with Matt Reeves, right? So it essentially was a way to kind of solve everything. Right. Yeah, like you did say that like a few minutes ago, Joel. So it did take care of everything, but I don't know. In the Batman Beyond comics, Dick Grayson becomes like DC Nick Fury. He even has an eye patch and everything. I never read those. I was not the biggest Batman Beyond fan. Yeah, so is that true? Anyone here read Batman Beyond comics on the panel?
Of course. Well, right now I'm reading Neo Year.
Oh, but that's new. Do you know which one he's talking about, Mike?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now.
Okay, all right.
And my gosh, this man does look like Nick Fury.
Because I never read it, so I don't have anything.
Point in the older Batman Beyond comics where he wears a suit similar to, like, it's the same suit but with a cape, and it's like supposed to be an older version of the costume. Oh wow!
Oh yeah, that is Nick Fury.
Pretty cool.
That is Nick Fury.
Yeah, without the facial hair or whatever type of facial hair. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're thinking Samuel Jackson's Nick Fury, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say the original one didn't have facial hair.
Yeah, most of the time he was without hair, but I mean nowadays like stubble.
Oh yeah, no. Now, yeah, I mean, back. He just had the sideburns and everything. There was no mustache or anything. Right. He was pretty clean shaven. But yeah, so I'm looking at this, and you asked a great question to start us off, Joel. So I want to kind of piggyback off that a little bit. We already theorized when we would hear something, right? And I think we all kind of, once the news came out that it wouldn't be as long as we thought, we were kind of in the ballpark of when it turned out to be. So we were talking here what we think the first project could be.
Okay.
I before I get into that, Mike, I want to start off with you. Am I being too dramatic in thinking if James Gunn tomorrow announced that Superman is the first project they're doing, that announcement will have any effect on any of the movies coming out next year? Or do you think essentially sounding like you're introducing something new could maybe take away from people thinking those movies matter? Maybe they still see it, but they don't think that they matter. Or am I just looking too much into this?
No, you're right on that one. That's the frustrating part, because the entire thing, everything was riding on Flash, right? Flash is going to reboot the universe. So Flash was going to be the biggest movie of the year.
Right.
Now it's like Flash might not be consequential at all, because if we're just going to reboot anything without it anyway, why do I need to go see a controversial Flash movie with an actor I don't care about?
Right.
So it's like, you don't. And I think that's why it's really unfortunate that all this information is kind of getting out that Warner Brothers never intended to get out necessarily. Mm-hmm. Like the hard reboot idea. One, Gunn never straight up denied it, which means it probably is on the table, or at least a version of it is on the table. A version of that is on the table, right? Mm-hmm. But that was never supposed to get to us, and so they were probably just going to ride this wave as long as possible, get to Blue Beetle, and say this is what our roadmap is, and now have like another fandom, announce it at Comic-Con, whatever they need to do to get these last few movies out. Because now, why do I care about Aquaman if I'm going to get Lobo? Right, and Jason Momoa was going to be a different character if that ends up being true.
Right. Yeah. Well, I what the concept of what you're saying makes me the saddest for is Shazam, because Shazam is at the lowest of that totem pole, right? And I feel as though if people start to feel as though this current universe, that these next 3 or 4 projects next year coming out, if they feel as though this new universe isn't going to utilize these, only Shazam will be affected. Because you could already make an argument that the world is nowhere near as interested in Shazam as they would either Jason Momoa or, you know, just the controversy that's surrounding the Flash, right? Whether or not people just want to see Keaton back, whether or not people just want to see what the concepts were that they were going to do in that movie, see, you know, our first, I'm calling it our first live action Supergirl. I know we've had one before, but this is my first. So this is my first.
Don't do that.
Leave Melissa Adams.
No. I'm sorry. I meant movie. That was no disrespect to Melissa. There's no disrespect. But besides, Joel knows I didn't watch the show, so I can't talk shit about a show I didn't watch. I never watched it, so I have nothing good or bad to say about it. I didn't watch it. I can't talk about that Green Lantern, not Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter shit. But anyway, so I feel like Shazam will be affected the most, right? First of all, Ant-Man and the Wasp is February, right? So it'll leak a little into March. That goes against it already. But if people start to think that these movies don't matter, that movie alone will singularly be the one that's affected the most. Because at least Blue Beetle, as far as we know right now, is only loosely connected to whatever that universe would have been at the time, right? So it's like you could see that, and then they just recycle it into whatever James Gunn's going to do going forward, right? But Aquaman, people will go see that because of Jason Momoa. Like, that's not even an argument to be had. So that you wipe that away, right? I do know a lot of people. My mom is going to go see this Flash movie because she loves Michael Keaton, right? So there is a large audience that just wants to see Michael Keaton back as Batman. There's an audience that wants to see Ben Affleck's last time as the Batman, right? So there's a lot of things that go into wanting to see that movie, right? It's Shazam that I think will be affected the most. And that hurts me because I like that cast. I love that director. And it should not be looked down upon as like the who gives a shit movie. I enjoyed the first one thoroughly. I know maybe the world didn't. I did. And I do want to see good things for this cast, you know? David is his name. David Sandberg, right? The director. Mm-hmm. Okay, I wanted to make sure I said his name.
The movie did well. I mean, critically, it did well.
Oh, right, for sure. That was one of that was when
it did well too. It wasn't, it wasn't setting the world on fire, but it
did do well, right? It did do well for itself. But remember, Joel, that was in the space where we were saying it looks like they've turned it around, right? They've turned it around. Yeah, it was like, oh, yes, you got it. And then no,
another one.
But AJ, I want to go to you next. Do you agree with that? Do you think Shazam might take the biggest blow if the world starts to think that James Gunn wants to reboot everything?
Honestly, I don't think it's going to take the biggest blow because I think they're all going to take a really big blow regardless. Right now, Black Adam didn't even hit 300 million in the box office. What came out before Black Adam? I can't remember.
The Batman. That was the only thing this year.
Okay. Those two are the only things. Yeah.
Yeah, Batman. Or
Peacemaker, technically.
Peacemaker, Suicide Squad. Yeah. And
I only didn't count Suicide Squad because that was one of those at-home releases, really.
But that was last.
Oh, that was last year. I'm sorry, Joel. Yeah, this year was only the Batman and Black Adam theatrically.
Peacemaker in January.
No. Theatrically is what he was asking.
The Batman League of Superpets.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that also. That was good. Yeah, that
was
I'm
good.
sorry. Go ahead, AJ. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. What did Shazam make? Was it under 300 too?
I can get that for you. Give me a second.
It's like 275.
Well, wait, it couldn't have been under 300 if Mike was saying that it made good money. And they're saying that Black Adam essentially was a flop.
Shazam made $366.1 million.
Yeah, and how much did it take to make it?
Yeah, let me see
under
what the budget is.
Budget. I think it's relatively low.
It was much lower than Black
Adam. $100 million.
There you go. And Black Adam was like 200 to make, right?
Yeah.
But I honestly, I don't know because I feel like it might be a little bit better for Shazam 2 because it was loved basically. But the issue with the first one was that nobody really knew what the character was. Mm-hmm. So that's what it had not going for it for the first one. But going into the second one, I feel like more people have a better understanding of Shazam. And they did enjoy the first Shazam. So I feel like more people are going to go to it and see it. I'm just speaking for the general audience. I'm not talking about fans like us.
And then I get you.
We understand that a lot of this is not going to matter whatsoever, but the general public doesn't understand what's going on at this point in time. So, overall, I'll say all these movies will do just fine, especially Shazam, since a lot of people love Shazam. Personally, I didn't like it, but that's just me. Yeah, it was a little too campy for me. But yeah.
Oh, well, that's that character, AJ. Come on, you know that.
So I'm with AJ in a sense because so Shazam, for the very reason, Juwaan, you think Blue Beetle is going to do well. I feel like Shazam would as well, right? Because the first movie, it's loosely connected to the DCEU. We know it's a DC film, but like we don't see Gal Gadot or Henry Cavill or Ben Affleck. Well,
remember, that's the rumor for this movie, that Wonder Woman is in it.
Right. But my point is, once people go to the theater, that's when they'll find that out. Unless they
I got you. Yeah, no, I got you.
So I feel like people are gonna just be like, hey, I like Shazam 1. I'm gonna go see Shazam 2 without the baggage. I think Shazam also benefits by being a lesser known character compared to the rest. Because if you're telling me you're rebooting DC, people know Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Flash. So now I'm wondering, why do I need to watch this Aquaman and Flash movie? Whereas Shazam, there are people who probably think he's a Marvel character, let's be real, in the general audience. So they might just be like, hey, I like the first one, we'll go watch the second one.
So, okay, so I see it. We saw that differently because I saw it as, I don't think anyone will question the Aquaman movie because they just want to see Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's less what this movie has to do with anything. I just want to see that man shirtless, right?
Well, to be fair with Aquaman, it was both critically and audience love. They all loved it, and it made over $1 billion. So I can't see that film flopping at all. I just feel like it's.
Wait. What don't you see flopping?
Aquaman.
Oh, no. I don't think any of these movies will flop. I just think people's need to go see it like opening weekend. Because like our biggest thing is we don't want to be spoiled about like an end credit scene or like a surprise in there, right? But if any of that is in there, does any of it matter?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not saying that they'll flop, but you won't have people. Oh, that's also a good point. I would never think that they would flop, but do you have people that find the necessity in seeing it opening weekend?
I feel like more people will find the necessary means to watch it because they enjoyed it. They enjoyed the first one. I just see like people really don't care. I'll say this: general audiences don't really care about movie news as much as we do.
They really
so
don't.
They're not really
that's for sure.
They're not really focused on that right now. So I just feel like more people will go watch it. But
I mean, Trevon's in it, and he don't give a shit about this. Trevon's in this, and he don't be giving a shit about the superhero news. Critics didn't love Aquaman. The Chinese audience did, and that's literally why it grossed $1 billion. Well, you know what? All in the game, I'll say this. I don't remember that being the case. I remember that being, it felt like, okay, this is a good rebound from where we were just at.
So let me take you back to 2018 right quick. And I'm going to time travel back. It felt that way because DC was getting so much crap that 65% on Rotten Tomatoes was a win. And that's where Aquaman is sitting.
That was. Like, don't get me wrong. I know the things that people disliked about Aquaman. I know it like the back of my hand. I just did not remember it being something critics didn't like. I remember it being something people that I podcast with didn't like, but I didn't remember it being. I'll also admit I'm not a critics guy. I've never paid attention to what critics say. It's not important necessarily for me to see how they viewed it because I plan on just going in with my own open mind. So I don't usually pay attention to it that much. I know that sounds crazy because we are critics, but I don't put much stock into it. So maybe that's why I was completely oblivious to it.
And to be fair, Aquaman wasn't as divisive as Batman vs Superman or Man of Steel.
Not many things are, AJ.
or Suicide Squad. So I wouldn't say it wasn't hated or loved a lot, but it was evened out between the two. So
it's an average action movie going by, because like on Rotten Tomatoes, it's a 65% for critics. It's a 73% for audiences. So like everybody's like, this is fine. This is a fun movie. Not it's groundbreaking, but for DC, that's all they needed. They needed some sort of win. So it felt like it felt like a big victory.
And that was their biggest win. We need $1 billion. Like
that's $1 billion doesn't
Yeah, how do you market all next year's movies?
5% tells you they made money.
But go ahead, Joel. I'm sorry. Finish what you were saying.
The only other movie like that was The Joker, which had nothing to do with DCU.
Oh, right. It barely had shit to do about Batman's universe.
That came out after Aquaman, so this was the very first one.
Right. No, to your point, all in the game, I think that's why, more so than announcing a project, announcing your overall vision for the universe is what's more important. Because, again, people feeling like these movies don't matter is a really shitty way to enter next year. Especially with Joel, what did we say? March was probably one of the more packed months of movies.
March is ridiculous. I have a list.
So it's like Shazam's in the middle of that. And again, it's the trickle-down effect of whatever Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is doing from February.
February and March are the two biggest months of next year.
For me,
I don't think there's much in February.
June and July. Big.
Yeah, I think March, June, and July are massive.
Let me see.
March is Creed 3, Scream, Shazam, John Wick 4, Dungeons and Dragons. That's just March.
That's just March,
none
right?
of them are getting IMAX or Dolby screens.
In June,
no, I disagree. June, a few of them will.
John Wick totally is.
Yeah, John Wick will. Shazam will. Shazam will also. How do you figure Shazam won't get IMAX?
Of course, Shazam's gonna get IMAX.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Come on.
If it does well.
No. If Ant-Man is still taking up that many showings at that point,
there's a month apart between Ant-Man and Shazam.
If that's a problem.
Well, it'll still be in there.
No, but Joel's saying by that point it should be slowing down. It should not be as rampant.
It will not be. IMAX will definitely be available for
sure.
that movie.
So, all right, so that was March. What else we got?
Money on it if you want.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm seeing all these movies, so don't matter to me.
I'm just telling you. I mean,
June. It's June. That's going to be big too.
June.
That's what Joel was saying. June and July.
Spider-Verse, Transformers. Jeez, The Flash.
Andy.
Elementals, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
July got Insidious,
Elemental,
Impossible, Oppenheimer, Barbie, the Marvel.
So pretty much what we're trying to say is that these DC movies have enough going against them. The fear of the unknown does not help, So I kind of feel like maybe your first announcement should just be, because to me I kind of feel like if you're David, well, no, because to me, Trevon, if you're David Zaslav, right? These movies mean as much to you as New Mutants meant to Kevin Feige, right? Your money is not on the line for any of these movies, right? This is more so a narrative for your biggest IP going forward. But if you squash it, wait, I'm sorry, say it again, Joel.
So we don't know that yet. We don't know exactly what's being kept and not being kept.
Oh, no. I meant those movies. Like if they do bad, that's none of the money David was accounted for. Like that has nothing to do with David. He takes the hit of the backlash of it, but not the financial of it. Like he didn't spend any of that money to make those movies.
Well, yeah,
by the time he got in, that's what I'm saying. Those movies should mean to him what New Mutants meant to Kevin. Yes, I'm not going to try to tarnish it, but I also don't give a fuck.
Because they barely cared about that at all. They're going to obviously care about these next 4 movies.
Oh, for sure, because you want to reap the benefits of it. But I'm saying, to me, if they do bad, to me, I kind of feel like you're going on a new direction anyway. So now the question is, do you want to keep what's left of this? Or is this all going away?
But that's why it also goes to what's being kept and what's not. And they'll probably know that before the movies come out. Anyway.
Oh, 100%. That's what I'm saying. That should be announced before a character. But go ahead, Mike. You're about to say something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just looking. And I want another question I have for you guys. we don't have like an official trailer for the Flash yet, right? We had that first look that they kind of put out.
Yeah, we had that.
It was a teaser trailer. It was a teaser trailer.
So we're getting a trailer for Spider-Verse tomorrow. We already got a trailer for Transformers. We already got a trailer for Indiana Jones that all come out, and Shazam. But like all of those movies that I just named all come out in June.
Right.
When do we see the Flash trailer?
I think they will wait a little bit closer to the new year. Like, can I be honest with you? I think David pays the money to give us Flash during the Super Bowl.
Okay. Because I feel like not getting the trailer is also a sign on how much they care, if you will. Because why don't you want this attached to Avatar?
Yeah, for real.
Like everything else.
That makes that. That's a really good point. That's a really, really,
really
good
point. If Disney has an Indiana Jones trailer for a movie coming out June 30th, 6 months from now.
I mean, hell, we just got a Guardians trailer.
Yeah. So it's like... Also, what the Flash has gone against it is Ezra Miller. So
you try
all
to
the
hide
backlash that he's
but see, that's why we were saying you can utilize that trailer to where he's not the focus of the trailer. Obviously, he has to be in it, but he's not the focus.
Out of costume, it's always him in costume. And
it's always him in costume, right? And he's running so fast you can't really see his face. Like that could be anybody, guys.
That could be anybody.
That could be anybody. But no, to me, I kind of feel like you can't go into this movie out of fear, because if fear is what you truly have in your heart, you should have found a way to scrap this completely. Yeah, you can't be afraid. Yeah, you cannot be afraid. You have to at some point market this movie. But that's why me and Joel were saying, if you were smart, you would just market this movie as an event film. Take it off of being a Flash movie, and it's more so a event film, right? So once you do that, you can kind of say, well, it's not really his movie. He's just important to the movie. So it's like
he is the movie.
It's not his movie, but he is the main character.
Right.
He is the main character.
He is in it twice, basically.
Hey, to be fair, when Civil War came out, that movie was just as much Starks as it was Caps. You can market this as a Michael Keaton movie.
There wasn't.
Yeah, but that's how it was created. Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say, Joel?
I said, but there wasn't two Starks.
No, there was not. No, that
I mean, we had that weird young CG Stark at the beginning.
Oh, yep. There was two Starks. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. There was past Stark and then future Stark. So there were two Starks.
Not even a minute.
That minute cost a lot of money.
That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. First Wonder Woman movie made as much profit as Aquaman, despite grossing around $320 million less. Is all that extra Aquaman revenue was made in China, where Hollywood studios only got a max 25% cut of the
We get it. You don't like China. Jesus.
No, I get what you're saying all in the game. I get what you're saying. Was I insane? Yeah, so I think we kind of all are of the feeling of, I think you kind of got to squash what you want to do with this universe before you go forward with announcing movies, right? Like you don't have to just come out and say, hey, I want to reboot it, or I want to soft reboot it. But I kind of think if you wait too long,
like if they do decide to hard reboot, when are they going to tell us that?
Because to me, I kind of feel like you should just get it over with. Just say it now. You know, not literally right now, but before your first movie comes out. Just say it. You know, just say it so that way it's out.
I feel like you can't though, right? Because if you want these to make money, if you're saying none of these movies are going to matter to us, the super fans, why would I spend money to go watch them? The general audience may not hear it, but
let me ask you this. Now, you might argue the sliver of gray area in what I'm about to say. But you could argue with all the rumors that are coming out now, a lot of people are kind of feeling like it's going that way anyway. So I'm like, whether or not you say it, kind of feels like we're heading into a completely new regime. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like there's still a market for people to see these movies, whether or not they're part of your future.
Reboot. How much do these movies matter next year, regardless, right?
Because to me, if you say soft reboot, I'll still see Shazam thinking Shazam will stay. Not much else of everything else around it, but Shazam will stay, right? So I'm like, again, there's a way to do it to where these movies don't take that hard of a hit. But to me, for me to go into Shazam, and let's say they keep Wonder Woman in it, right? They keep Wonder Woman in it. It's a cool movie, and then like a month later, you're like, hey, we're rebooting this whole thing. I'm like, well, goddamn, that shit was cool as fuck. I'll never see anything play out from it. Like, that sucks. I'd much rather know that heading in, right? Like, remember when Nate Moore came out and said, "There's no Doctor Doom in this movie," right? Now, part of me was like, he's lying, but then the other part was like, if he's telling the truth, I like that I know it now, right? So I don't sit through this whole movie. There's no Doom, and I'm pitching a bitch fit. I do. Right? So I'm like, I like that you told me, hey, there's no Doom. You can believe me. You cannot believe me. Ain't no fucking Doom in this movie.
I'm just letting you know now. So don't come out all like surprised.
Right. So to me, I think the worst thing for me would be Gal Gadot is in this movie. I enjoy it. It's dope. I had so much fun. And then James Gunn at San Diego Comic-Con is like, yeah, all the shit's in the garbage. We're starting over. It's like, well, what the fuck?
I guess I'm the reverse of that. Is I'd rather go to the movie not knowing anything and just enjoying the movie for what it is. Mm-hmm. And then if you say that there's not going to be a sequel, like I'm going to be mad, but at least I got to enjoy that experience. It's kind of, I feel like it'd be robbed from me if I go in knowing that this is the last time I see Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and it's a Shazam movie.
I'm going to be, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Mike. I'm envious of your ability to do that. I am way too attached. If I see it and then you told me what I just sat through did not matter,
well, I mean, it's gonna be a couple of months
I would be heartbroken. I would be heartbroken. I really would be. But we're essentially saying that no, AJ. I don't think anyone's rebelling against the idea of you wanting to start over. It's just the idea of like, I'd much rather know now. Just tell me now. Rip the Band-Aid off. Just get that shit done with. Let's move forward. Right? Let's just tread forward. We're all good. But to sit through it and then you're just like, hey, yeah, by the way, you see all that cool shit Wonder Woman did? You'll never see that.
Getting that shit.
You're never getting that shit again, you piece of shit. It's like, yeah, that feels like a swift punch to the nads. And I want to avoid that feeling. So let me know now. AJ, you're more so you don't care when you know, as long as that's the end game.
Yeah,
that they're reshuffling the deck.
Yeah, I don't care.
I figured that's where you were going. I was gonna ask Trevon before we moved on, but I'll throw it back to him once. Oh, there you go. Okay, perfect. Trevon, how do you view this? Would you like to know what the future of the DC universe is before a movie drops next year, or are you fine just seeing all the movies and then, like, let's say Fandom next October, he's like, hey, everything's fucking to hell. Everything's gone. Rebooting it up.
I'm already assuming that anyway.
That he's gonna reboot everything. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say you're not wrong to think it, because I don't think anyone's come out and said
that. Then I'll be surprised if they keep Jason Momoa. But I'll be happy.
I like that Trevon wants to play around in the gray area of like, hey, I assume everything's gone. And then anything that says is like,
that's probably the safest way to go.
Right.
Expect disappointment. You won't be disappointed.
Expect it all.
Right. If anything, the worst thing that happened, you'll be surprised. Like pleasantly surprised. Oh shit, this stuff's coming back.
Can we be honest though? The first thing that James Gunn's gonna green light is Peacemaker season 2. Like, what are we doing?
You're already
all right.
An interesting question here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Should the Jon Stewart Green Lantern
show be? It will be. James Gunn just came out and said how important Green Lantern is. You don't put that on.
There's no way
a show.
That show goes green lit. Like, green. Wow. So
tongue twisters, right?
Green Lantern gets green lit.
There's no way it comes to life, and it's not a part of what they're doing. So yes, whether it's a movie or a show, Green Lantern will be part of the connected. We know all the movies, cartoons, and games, right? TV show. That's all fucking gonna be connected somehow.
I don't think you take one of your main Justice League members and make it a show.
Yeah, that's one of your cores. Remember, I was talking about
you don't do that.
This DC universe. That's one of the pillars. You can't fuck with that.
Yeah,
that's
you don't do that. That would be the equivalent of Kevin going, man, the first two Thor movies didn't do good. This next movie we're gonna put only on Disney Plus. That'd be you saying, I just don't give a fuck about Thor. Like, he's not as important as the rest of them.
But to be fair, the difference is that HBO Max's shows are basically movie quality, whereas Disney Plus isn't as much.
My issue is not quality. My issue is everyone has access to go to the movies, right? Everyone enjoys the idea of going to the movies. Not everybody wants to pay for a streaming service. You know what I'm saying? So you might have a we could say small audience. We don't have to act like it'll be a big audience, but a small audience that does not see this project because they don't want HBO Max. As opposed to you putting in. Remember, they made this exact decision.
Too, though. You can flip that around and say the same thing, but either way.
That what?
Some people don't want to go to the theaters.
That's also true. That's also true. But the difference is they don't want to go to the theaters for safety, not money. A lot of people don't like the idea that there's like 900 fucking streaming services, right? That are telling you, hey, some of these things are connecting to the movies and you got to watch them. And it's like, well, I don't want to pay for all these things.
Let's say the whole family and they don't want to pay.
Juwaan, you're right. If we were talking like the Marvel Disney Plus stuff, HBO is a different beast, right? Look at Game of Thrones, look at House of the Dragon, look at, all of the premiere shows that happen on HBO. I can totally see a DC show doing well. Like if they give it the attention that it needs. Not like Titans, but
we're saying the same thing though. We're saying the same thing. I personally would make a JSA show that I think would do remarkable, right?
Let's give it actual budget.
Green Lantern should not be a show, and that's the first time we're seeing Green Lantern is a show. If they realize they shouldn't do that with Batgirl and Blue Beetle, why would I accept that for Green Lantern? Like you understood Blue Beetle and Batgirl shouldn't just be on a streaming service. They needed a theatrical release.
Well, to be
and
fair,
you think I would give that? Well, yes. Well, that's because they thought it wouldn't make the money they needed it to. But we all agreed they were wrong,
and not a movie, like not
right. And that was the biggest issue, right?
Also, the day and date release thing has been proven that doesn't work at all. So
it's not as effective because the problem you get is too many people that either want to see it in the theaters or at home.
I just
it doesn't
think we're
split
really
itself
lucky.
down the middle enough.
We're really lucky that Green Lantern was in development hell for like 5 years.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
because it would have come out, it would have been bad, and then it would have been shelved for another 10 years, like last time.
I still don't understand how that is their response to the one time you use Green Lantern. You went, oh, it didn't work. We'll never do it again. Like
that's what happened to Robin.
Like what? That to me makes no sense. Like, how did you come across that? Oh, we'll just never do it again. That's a weirdo way to go about it. But for me, I think the only reason why Armor Wars works, and again, when you listen to Nate Moore made it sound like they're putting shit in Armor Wars. You can't just consolidate to a show. That shit has to be a movie. So that just got me hyped off of the sheer idea of what are you putting in it? Yeah. Like, what's in this that you said, oh, this shit can't be.
What other armor?
It's going to have a whole lot of armor.
Yeah.
And the biggest difference is I get that shows have movie qualities now, but think about the fact that 100% of Green Lantern is CGI. 100% of it. Not 90, not 80, not 40. 100% of it is CGI. That's a very large budget.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that if done right, Joel, this should be an expensive motherfucker. This should be very expensive.
The show was
Mandalorian was also 99.9999% CGI, but hey.
Wait, what'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
Mandalorian was also that much, but hey, we'll go with that. Mandalorian suit was CGI? No, I'm saying the overall universe was basically like mostly CGI.
Well, Mandalorian, remember, a lot of the characters they utilize prosthetics on. They utilize that puppet shit technology or whatever the fuck. So there was a lot of gray area for the Mandalorian.
That new technology to be used with the screens or whatever. Too.
Right, there was a lot of gray area with Mandalorian. Yeah, there's a lot of gray area there. But no, I mean, wait, say it again, Joel.
I wish they could still use for Green Lantern if they felt like it.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. But I go ahead, AJ. What were you gonna say?
With the volume stage, I still feel like that there's a lot of flaws with it. That a Green Lantern movie wouldn't be able to use it correctly. Just because of the scope of Green Lantern, you have the whole entire universe like Guardians of the Galaxy, more like that type of situation. So using the volume, especially since it's very limited in space and all of that, I feel like it's too limited right now for it to be utilized in a Green Lantern show or a movie.
You know what's gonna tell us what if the volume's any good? Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That is true.
Filmed in the volume. That's going to be the ultimate test.
What is?
Yeah. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, yeah.
They also used it in the Batman a little bit too, which was really good.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I think we can all agree we want what's best for this DC universe. We believe James Gunn is the perfect person to give us that said universe. It's just the idea of just waiting to hear when things are said, right? Because like he said, wait, say it again, Trevon. I didn't hear you. No, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
I said I didn't say that, but sure.
Oh, you don't trust James Gunn?
We'll wait and see.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's
you didn't like Guardians, remember?
I don't like the tweets. I don't like the tweets either. Some of the tweets I ain't rocking with. We'll see. We'll see.
You say you didn't like the tweets. You didn't like the tweets.
Oh, you don't like him, having a pen on
some of the tweets I ain't rocking with. We'll see what he does.
I personally have not, outside of obviously the conversation that you put in the group chat, I don't see any of his tweets. So that was the only one that I saw.
Tweet anything bad if that's what you.
No. That's not what I got from what Trevon said.
No, that James Gunn does not
responding to. He's paying attention to.
No. When Trevon speaks,
he's not getting the answers that he wants. That's all.
When Trevon speaks, I definitely know that it is something that affects Trevon personally, and I understand it. I respect it. That's all I took it as. That's all I took it as.
It's like James Gunn says, "I had a nice day," and then Trevon's upset that he's trying to analyze it. What does he mean by that? He's just said, "I'm having a nice day."
I'm having a problem with it. He ain't respond to a status shot tweet yet. I'm just saying.
I love just scrolling through
gorillas, and all the shit, all that.
Well, that means we might get gorillas.
And all that shit.
I mean, he's already shown you in Peacemaker his proclivity to gorillas in Gorilla Grodd. So it's like that's not a shocker. He showed it to you in Peacemaker. But go ahead, Mike. You said you were scrolling through.
No, I'm just scrolling through his tweets, and I don't like. They just make me laugh. Like somebody asked, why do you give Z-listers like Peacemaker so much attention when Nightwing is right there? And he just responded, dude, I've only had the job a month.
No, but to be fair, that tweet without directly saying it was to Trevon. Like, I just got here. The fuck? Hold on. Like, I haven't greenlit nothing yet. Y'all are mad that I haven't given you names yet. I ain't greenlit shit yet. Like, let me start. Like, let me start. What I find funny about that is, Mike, and I know you've always disagreed with me on this, but there's no fucking way you give me Nightwing news. I don't know who the fuck my Batman is yet. So it's like, there is a pecking order. At this
point, yeah.
There is a pecking order here. I kind of, and can I be also honest here? I accepted it when I thought they were going to go the whole route of Michael Keaton, right? Because he's like, what, 346 years old? But if you're rebooting,
every time we say it,
if you're rebooting, I can't have a Nightwing and you skipped over the whole Robin phase. Like, to me, I don't like that. To me, it should be in order.
At this point, I agree with you. Like, I'm fine with introducing Nightwing as a solo hero because most of his stories don't involve Batman at all. Right. So that's fine. But like at this point, we don't know who Batman is in this new universe. And the actor who would probably play Nightwing is around Robert Pattinson's age anyway. So that would just be like really weird to me. So it's like, I'd rather Pattinson get a Robin than us get solo Nightwing content that's not connected to anything. So,
yeah. Because if like, let's say if Ben were Batman still, right? I'd give you your Nightwing, but then that means they need to give me Tim Drake as Robin. There needs to be a fucking Robin there, is my point. No matter what version of Batman you do, you can do a Nightwing all you want. Fine. Some Robin needs to be there. I'm not accepting that shit. James Gunn tweets directly to Trevon. We're just lucky to see them.
That's why he blocked them.
Trevon, I just can't wait for you to get the news that you want. That's it, man. That's it. Man. I know how that shit feels. I know how that shit feels.
Shock movie, he'll be happy.
Wait, time out, Trevon. I do want to prepare you for something though. You ready for this? What was the one? Time out. What was the one Marvel character you knew since you've known me? I've wanted to see in the MCU.
Mephisto.
There you go. And now he might be coming with an actor I don't fucking want anywhere near the character. So you keep talking up Static Shock, and you might not get the Static Shock you want. All right, just be patient. Let this shit play out. Let this shit play out.
And the things he does. So I'm like, I don't know what kind of static I'll get.
To be fair, how many different statics do you know?
I need one that's a little bit serious or something. I don't need no.
He's not going to direct.
Has he? But wait, has he ever been overtly jokey?
I don't want a peacemaker.
Have you watched Static Shock?
He's sarcastic.
He ain't a peacemaker. He ain't a peacemaker.
He's sarcastic.
Wait. Trevon, are you basing this off of the books you've read or the show?
No, the show.
He was very jokey in the show.
He wasn't that jokey.
Yes, he was.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Hold on, Trevon. Hold on. No. Everyone, hold on 1 second. Are you attributing James Gunn being at the head of the table as James Gunn's going to be directing each DCU movie?
No, I'm not saying that.
So why would he have any input on the comedy of it?
The creative side of it. So he'll have say.
So you think James Gunn would sit a director down and go, "This isn't funny enough"? That's really what you think?
He might.
So you think Kevin Feige sits these directors down and goes, "This isn't funny enough"? More comedy.
Well, I would say Kevin Feige not really. Controlling all of it.
It's the same job, Trevon.
What? That's what I'm saying. It's the same job. They were hiring a Kevin Feige type.
Also, it would make more sense for James to let the directors have a little more freedom.
I actually don't do any of those things. So
what things?
I don't get high. So
that is hella jokey. Yes, my name is Static, and I'm here to shock your system. Trevon, that is the most jokey shit ever, bro.
I can say what y'all want. I know how I feel about James. We'll see.
I'm just saying you should not approach it as though James will have that much input on the style of how someone wants to direct a movie.
You want Static to be a Crypt or a Blood when you first see it.
I mean, that would be hella hilarious. Static Shock throwing up gang signs. Anyway, Trevon, I will just say this. I will say this. If you trust Kevin and the idea that Kevin doesn't meddle that much in each of these movies, you should view James as the same. They literally have the same exact position. Not as powerful. Obviously, James isn't as powerful as Kevin is. But I don't see James being like, "Hey, this isn't funny enough. Make it more funny." I don't see that. I don't see that at all.
So James Gunn, I want to make sure everybody is aware. He was a producer on Infinity War and Endgame. So like he's not going to make everything feel like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Also, Kevin Feige wanted him to be in charge for a little bit with the MCU. So
before all the craziness with him went down. Right. I'm just saying, Trevon. I'm just saying, I don't think James Gunn will look at Matt Reeves' script for the Batman and go, "I didn't laugh enough, so fix this." I don't think that's anything you have to worry about.
I laughed a lot during the Batman. Thumb Drive is the greatest joke of the year.
That was the greatest joke of the year. I can't lie to you. That shit was hilarious.
Humor.
Even his delivery of it was just
like, so seriously too.
He did.
Open your eyes.
Oh man, I love that. I love how that Batman's emotion was so snuffed. Oh, that was so fucking beautifully done. I'm gonna go rewatch it after this. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here is Mike. You took exception to some snubs that happened with the nominees that were announced today. I just want to hear a couple of the snubs you had a problem with. I want to talk a little bit about this.
So I just don't understand how Jamie Lee Curtis gets nominated for Everything Everywhere All at Once when she's in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's
now you know how.
Here's the funny part because when Mike said that, I've never had Mike get sassy with me till I said, "Oh, well, what's she nominated for? Everything All at Once." And I'm like, no, Jamie Lee Curtis. Everything All at Once, you dumb fuck. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. Like, I still haven't seen the movie. So I was like, what's she nominated for?
I didn't even know she was in the movie.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I was thinking Mike was upset because she was nominated for that horrible ass Halloween movie. And I was like, oh, that's something to be upset about. And then he's like, no, Everything All at Once. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
One of the few white characters in that movie.
The only white character in the movie.
Very funny to me.
What's she get nominated for, though?
Best Supporting Actress.
Best Supporting Actress. She's in the movie for 10 minutes.
Did anybody else in that movie get nominated?
Michelle Yeoh, I think, was Best Actress, right? which is cool. Yeah. But best supporting actress should have been Stephanie Sue, I think is her last name.
The daughter, yeah.
Yeah. And so like she's the one who should have been nominated because she is carrying that movie with Michelle Yeoh.
She is.
And question, is Michelle Yeoh nominated?
Let me double check because I don't even remember.
Because I'm like, that to me, I would find an issue with. But if she's nominated and you want to just throw Jamie Lee Curtis's name in there, sure.
She's nominated Best Actress, musical.
Okay,
all right, cool. Yeah. But again, Jamie Lee Curtis is barely in this movie.
I got you.
And it's not even a top 5 performance in the movie.
That's fair. It might just be off name.
It's weird.
It might just be off. It might be Hollywood's way of saying, "I'm sorry you had to do Halloween." So
pretty much. But hey, Angela Bassett's nominated, so I can't complain too much. But
I'm just nervous she won't win. That's a pretty stacked category she's in.
Yeah,
those are some pretty big names that she's surrounded by. I'd be very shocked if
I just don't see anything about Interview with a Vampire, and I feel it's very homophobic. And I'm just gonna say that. So,
wait, I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Where did that come Vampire from? Is nowhere on here, and that's very homophobic. And I'm
okay, Trevon, please, you got to do me a favor of like introducing your points. I just thought that was I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, who said that? Oh, you're saying because it wasn't nominated.
Yes.
Now, could you possibly be biased because you love the show so much?
It was phenomenal. I don't care.
I'm not arguing that,
but
I also have not heard many other people talking about this show this year.
I mean,
I want to see it.
That's fine. That's very homophobic as well. That no one has seen it.
So whoa! Hold on, Trevon. We're gonna get right back to you. But Mike, put up this blasphemy shit right here. This is some blasphemy. Right here, all in the game. This shit is some blasphemy. What we will not do all in the game is disrespect Kevin Costner's performance in Yellowstone. That's what we not gonna do. That motherfucker is amazing in that fucking show. That show should just be for a specific race. But I've never felt so included and excluded in a show ever. Like that's how perfect the writing is for Yellowstone. Ain't not but one black in that show, and I feel so inclusive, but yet so unseen. But that's how good that goddamn show is. That I'm there every goddamn week. He deserves a spot.
That is the craziest pitch for this show I've ever heard. Really? That's how you gotta try to watch it?
Because here's the crazy part, right? Like when I started watching it, it felt very one-sided. Like it was only directed to you have to have lived this kind of life to understand it, right? But as the show progresses, it's so well done that I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I've never seen a horse in my life, but I fucking love this shit, right? Yeehaw! I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Only one black dude in it. Barely see him. I don't give a fuck. That's how much I love this show. That's all I'm saying. Now, to your point about Oscar Isaac, I will not argue that. Oscar Isaac should have found a way on here. I have not seen The Staircase, but I've only heard glowing reviews about it.
Colin Firth is unrecognizable. I'm like, oh shit, that is Colin. I tell myself he does a really good job.
So I won't argue that Oscar should be in there somewhere because that was a great performance in Moon Knight. I will not argue that, but I do not believe in addition by subtraction. So better luck for season 2, motherfucker. All right, I agree with Trevon. That Interview with the Vampire was dope. Again, no disagreements here. I'm just saying it didn't seem like it was ever something people were talking about. Trevon always suggested it, but wait, say it again, Joel.
It's on AMC, right? Is that where it's at?
No, it's on AMC Plus, right?
It's both. It's on both.
Oh, it's both. Okay.
It's not the easiest show to like. Luckily, I have access to thing. I just thought about that. Maybe you know what? Let me check.
Yeah. I haven't seen Yellowstone, but Juwaan's got me. I'm telling you, bro, I got Joel hooked on it. It's a good goddamn show. That's a good show.
Fucking good.
Really sure good. Is, bro. Sure. And you think Joel would feel even worse. Ain't not one fucking Hispanic in that show. I at least got the one black dude.
It's just white and Native Americans, mostly.
That's it. You're either white or Native American. That's it. And like I said, I've never felt... Yeah, that's it.
One black guy.
That dates the white girl. There were just so many things about it I fell offended.
He was seducing him like the whole time.
Yo, I'm just saying. I'll say this. I've never been a fan of Kevin Costner, right? Like I've never really seen
a couple episodes and he left.
Yeah, he left. He said, "Yeah, this is too fucking much for me." I've never been a big Kevin Costner fan, but this show has fucking converted me. So. Oh well, yeah, but I contribute that more so to the role he was playing in it, more so than who he was. But Interviewing a Vampire, Trevon, I just put in my notes. I will make sure I check it out, so at least we could do maybe a podcast about it. I got your back. I'm just saying you were upset it wasn't nominated. I was just saying I didn't hear enough people upset that it wasn't nominated. So I thought maybe, it wasn't widely appreciated.
Who should have been nominated?
All of them.
Oh, okay. All right, we're moving on. I should have known Trevon was going to all of them. Everybody. I don't know. I can't slim it down to just one. Were there any other snubs, Mike?
I don't have the list because it is incredibly hard to track down now.
Oh, no. No, I just meant, was there anyone else that you felt strongly about? Because you were very strong about Jamie Lee Curtis earlier today. Was there any other names you were passionate about?
You know what's funny? I didn't even like Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I realized...
Your tweets didn't say that. Your tweets were, this fucking gem of a movie, and you go to that fucking piece of shit out of everything in this?
But that's why it's so weird. Because it's like, I didn't even like the movie. Even I recognize that Jamie Lee Curtis did almost nothing. Love Jamie Lee.
They loved it, right?
But,
oh, wait. I know how we can end this show. This is a perfect way to end this show. So, Joel, me, Mike, and Jayla were talking one day about what the best action movie of the year was, right? I believe Jayla went Top Gun Maverick. I think Mike was starting to lean my way on the Batman, right, Mike?
I don't remember this conversation, but sure.
Okay, so then let's have it for the first time then. Let's end the show on this. What was the best action movie of the year? Right? I'm going to start with AJ, Mr. Action Man himself.
No, like my answer, so.
The Princess.
There is no right or wrong answer.
I wanted to check that out. Damn it.
The Princess is the best action movie of the year.
Oh, AJ's been very consistent with that. And AJ, you know how much I loved it. I was right there with you. No, it was a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. Yeah, it's on Hulu. AJ's not wrong. That, you know what, Joel? You know how I can explain The Princess? Remember how we left Violent Night and we were like, bro, this movie should not have been as good as it was.
Yeah.
That's what The Princess is. That movie should not have been. It should have been at best slightly above any fucking Disney Channel movie that comes out every year. But it was remarkably well done. It should have lost me at 9 different points of that movie, but it didn't. It was so fucking good. And it was a great cast also. Okay, so AJ, The Princess, you've been very consistent since that movie came out. That was it for you. That's where you lay your hat.
The Batman is because I feel like just purely on the action sequences, I love The Princess more so than the Batman with the action.
That's fair.
Even though the action sequences in the Batman were amazing. So yeah.
You want to know why I would never argue that, AJ? Because my answer is fucking bias. So I agree with you. I don't disagree with anything you just said. If I could take my Batman glasses off, I might agree with you on The Princess. But that will never happen. My Batman glasses stay on. Them shits don't come off. So it's the Batman for me. That was the fucking best action movie of the year. I don't even think it should even be a conversation to have. But Trevon, what was your answer that you thought would be controversial? What's your answer?
Black Adam.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
That's a bad answer at all.
Yeah, I keep thinking you think, Trevon, me and Joel hated that movie. We did not. We only spoke glowingly of that movie. I don't remember Mike or AJ's stance, but I know we didn't leave that movie the 2 times we saw it disappointed.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
I have no problem with that.
That'd be my favorite action movie. Honestly.
I do have a hot take.
Go ahead.
RRR is overrated. That's
damn.
RRR is overbloated.
What is RRR?
That Bollywood movie, right?
Yeah.
It's a Tollywood movie and it's the best movie of the year.
It's so overrated. Oh my God.
I've heard only good things about RRR.
I'm falling asleep. I ain't gonna lie.
This man watches anime and he fell asleep. Well, did you get tired of reading, AJ? What happened? Like this is basically an Indian Dragon Ball movie. I don't understand.
Is it?
Oh Lord, y'all done told Trevon the wrong shit. I always tell you, AJ, I'm not a big cinema person, right? So I'm not open to all walks of movies. I'm in my very small niche, and that's it. So this is a movie that I did see a trailer to and had absolutely no interest in.
Have y'all seen that movie that's on Disney Plus? It just got put on there.
The Indian one?
Yeah. The what?
No, it looks good though.
What's the movie? I missed it. What's the movie?
I forget the name of it, but it looks
good. They did a press release like the other day for it. I don't remember.
Oh, I did watch a movie last week.
Bride
that
Monster?
Was so freaking good. It came out in 2017, and it's called Jailbreak.
We're not going back to 2017, AJ. What the fuck?
Watch Jailbreak. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, text it to me so that I can put it in my notes. Okay. Text it to me. Wait, before we go any further, hold on. Trevon is a literal definition of Cap quote about planting itself down like a tree and telling the world to move. I absolutely love it. Never change and never get powers. I tell you, Trevon, the people love you. That's why I keep telling you, stop speaking so low. The people want to hear from you, Trevon. They want to hear it. You've made this world chaotic. That's what you've done, Trevon. You and Wanda.
Chaos magic.
You and Wanda. Since that goddamn show has come out, it's been nothing but chaos in these streets. So AJ went the princess. I went the Batman. Trevon went Black Adam. Joel, where you going with? Scream? All right, Joel went with Scream. Mike, what do you They was fighting in that shit. They was fighting. No? Jenna Ortega was having some great action in the first 10 minutes of that movie, right? But all jokes aside, Joel, what are you going with?
I think I might go Black Adam too. Like pure action. That's what that movie was. It was a
popcorn flick, right?
That's exactly what it was, and that's what I took out of it. That it was just a pure action movie. I wasn't in it for great acting or stuff like that.
Or the story.
Or a story that was
or anything that makes it a movie.
There was a story in Black Adam?
The story was good enough for me to enjoy. So that's all I need. It was a pure action movie, and I enjoyed every bit of that.
Okay. All right. I like I said, I don't have anything against that movie. I appreciate you two putting it on.
It was like a roller coaster. It was like, whoa.
Like I said, I really enjoyed myself. I saw it twice, and I didn't have to. I did not have to. It
was really fun too.
What was it?
Can I tell you?
It was good.
Can I just say that it's #1 on Netflix, and I kind of feel responsible. I've watched it religiously since that shit is dropped on Netflix.
I got able to watch it. Loved it.
Wait, she didn't see it when y'all saw it?
Nah.
Oh. It was a great fucking movie. I told you my only issue with it, but it wasn't a big enough issue to take away from how great I thought the movie was. Yeah, I'm with you there. Bullet Train.
Have you guys seen Prisoners before?
What was it?
Of course.
Because Prisoners is dropped on Netflix too. So
yeah, Prisoners
is fantastic.
To me, I put Prisoners in the same category as Gone Baby Gone and Gone Girl. It's 3 movies I will never fucking rewatch because they're traumatizing. They're very traumatizing. It hurts my core.
Seriously.
The Bear is great. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Cocaine Bear? Yeah, I agree. Cocaine Bear is going to be great.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's about to be the action movie of next year.
The show.
I'm telling you right now.
The show The Bear. Yes.
Oh, the show The Bear. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's good. It's something.
Hey, all in the game. I'm going to be honest with you. I think there was a black quota that they reached for the golden. Once they said, hey, we put in that fucking school show that y'all love so much. Atlanta can't get in here too. Atlanta can't get in here too.
Hold on now.
Abbott Element. No, I'm not dissing it. I forgot the name. Abbott Element. I haven't watched it.
Andre Iguodala cameo of all time.
Oh, that's his name. My aunt kept saying some weird ass Gala name and kept asking me, what's the basketball player? But she kept saying the name so fucking weird. I didn't know what she was talking about. So Andre Iguodala was on the show? Okay. That's the name. She kept saying it weird as shit. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. I missed
the last 2 episodes. I got to catch up, but
I've missed the entire run so far. What? So I got to catch up. I told you that.
I told you to watch it.
And I told you once I'm still trying to watch the fucking soccer show you keep trying to get me to watch.
If you
Lasso?
Ted Lasso.
Yes, Ted Lasso. So I'm working my way through. Comedies are low on my totem pole, so I'm working my way through. You know, I wish maybe
watching live action. That I'm watching anime now.
He is. He actually helped us out on the Otaku Sunday.
Fuck anime.
All right, so Joel went Black Adam / Bullet Train, and Trevon too. So they went 1A, 1B. Mike, round this out. What you going with?
Well, much to the dismay of AJ, it's going to be RRR because this is just a banger of a movie.
Jesus
Oh
my God.
What is it? I can't.
It's so yeah. It's the best musical. It's the best action movie. It's the best drama. It's the best comedy. It's a 3-hour epic that just checks all of the boxes.
A 3-hour fucking musical?
It's okay.
You thought it was joking when I said overbloated?
Really.
It's a Bollywood movie. That's gonna have sound and dance in it somewhere.
You'd actually enjoy it, Juwaan, even though it's a musical. You still find a way to enjoy it. Just for
as long as I can mute it when they start singing, I'll give it a shot.
I don't think you want to mute it when they start singing because the scenes are actually really well choreographed when they happen.
Yeah, choreography to me doesn't mean I have to listen to the song. I just watch the choreography.
You kind of want to listen to the song.
No, if I could be honest with you, listening to the song would be the exact way to get me to stop watching that movie.
Watch the first 10 minutes and you can make up your mind. It's on Netflix.
Okay. Oh, it's on Netflix. Okay, I got you.
Or just watch a clip of. I forgot the guy's name, but that
watch
guy.
Watch the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the first 10 minutes like I was asked to, if that's okay. That's okay, AJ. No, it's okay. I'm gonna watch the first 10 minutes.
I mean, what AJ's talking about is in the first 10 minutes. So.
Oh, okay.
3 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. And there you go. I will watch some form of this project. There you go. Is that good enough, guys? I'll watch some form of this flick.
I prefer zero. Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Now, I will ask this: has anybody checked out Doom Patrol yet?
What's up?
Okay. Yeah, it's a slow burn, Joel. It's a real slow ass burn.
Yeah.
I thought that was canceled.
No, and that's what keeps killing me. They fucking canceled Stargirl at the height of its fucking popularity, but you keep letting this shit go. You keep letting this shit go. Titans go.
This about to end as well.
They're both gonna get canceled at some point.
Joel, you keep saying that, but I know my luck. These motherfuckers will be here to stay.
You know
I know my luck.
And yet they canceled the best show, Swamp Thing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh God, AJ, that was so long ago. Why do you keep going so far in the past?
That was so 3 years ago.
So freaking good.
No disagreement, but goddamn it, AJ, that was so long ago. Go ahead, Mike. What were you saying, Mike?
They canceled it as soon as the first episode happened. It was like, oh yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, they saw the first episode and say, yeah, no one will like this, and we were like, hey, we love this.
We love this.
Can we cancel this too?
That's why they did it.
It didn't even happen yet. You can't cancel it.
Neither did Batgirl.
No, actually, this would be the perfect time to cancel it before it actually does happen.
No, let it happen.
Let's stop it while it's just a thought. Let's not let it be anything.
Yeah, this is a skip. I skip every anime live action, so I don't care about this.
There you go.
Even One Piece.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, even One Piece.
Give it the budget, it will be fine.
I won't skip One Piece because it looks like they are giving more love to One Piece than anything else they've done live action anime wise. So I'm gonna give it a shot. It looks like they've put a lot more money and care into it.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Live action.
You can tell that I'm the one who pulled this up. Just looking at the what's happening page for me, this is hilarious.
Haley Steinfeld. Oh yeah, trending as always.
Watch Dragon.
Yeah, she had a sexy ass birthday. That's why she's trending. Wait, what'd you say, Trevon?
Every day.
I said watch Dragon Age Absolution.
Oh yes, you do have Mike. If we can put it in the description, you do have the short you made. So we'll definitely make sure we check we support that, and I will watch the show. It's in my list.
The whole thing yesterday.
It looks interesting.
I got you, Trevon. You know what? I'll try to get it done. It just came out, right?
Yeah.
I'll try to get it done by this weekend, and we'll do something.
Yeah. We'll do something for it. Better marketing than Netflix themselves.
It's so crazy because he didn't really say much. He just said, "Hey, this show was good," and I was like, "All right, I'll watch
what Netflix said about it."
I'm like, "All right, yeah, I'll watch it."
That idea what I like.
I got you.
I didn't know Netflix market. Okay.
They did it.
Well, if it's not Stranger Things, they don't market it.
Wednesday got some love, but
no. Wednesday got love after it was already a critical success. They were just like, hey, yo, watch Wednesday, right? Yeah, we're like, bitch, we already did. Like, who the fuck are you saying this to?
They're promoting Sonic the other day. I know Sonic's coming out soon.
Oh, Sonic is Thursday, Joel. It's Thursday.
I look forward to that.
I'll be watching that too. So
okay.
Yeah, we'll be talking that next week for sure. Don't worry about that.
The show? Did you show?
Yeah, Sonic Prime. It's called Sonic Prime on Netflix.
Yeah, I can't
Netflix got it. Like,
is this live action?
Yeah, we hope not. We hope not.
Well, see, here's the difference. Like, as far as I can tell, the Attack on Titan live actions were made in Japan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they all are, aren't they?
No,
like this My Hero thing is going to be made here by.
Oh no! I mean the ones that have actually already come out on Netflix. They feel like they're all made in Japan.
Yeah, well, all the aside from the American version of Death Note, which I
thought was the best.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop too. Subsequently, those are my two favorite ones. It's Cowboy Bebop and Death Note.
All the things y'all just mentioned, all terrible.
Did you actually?
So was AJ. I mentioned AJ too.
No. AJ's right.
AJ, did you actually watch them?
Yes.
Okay.
This is why he doesn't watch them anymore.
Hold on. You watched them, but just told us you don't watch any of them. Make up your goddamn mind, AJ.
I'm not watching them anymore. I didn't say I didn't watch them.
Mm-hmm.
I like the
AJ also say he don't like blind people. He taking over for Didge.
They do begin in the way.
Oh shit! You weren't supposed to say nothing.
Oh my god!
He's putting time out for that.
Yeah. Take his ass out. James Gunn will find a way. Yeah, no, we'll definitely get Swamp Thing back.
Justice League Park in general.
If James Gunn can, no, I haven't seen the original anime. That shit was boring me. I couldn't. I couldn't get through it. That shit was so fucking.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, huh?
Holy shit! No. And hopefully we don't get banned for it coming. So
we'll just attract the wrong type of audience.
That is true. We'll start getting in the comment sections. Hey, I appreciate it, AJ. I don't like them either. It's like, no, we didn't mean to spark a revolution. Like, stop talking.
No.
You can't.
This is why you don't stream on Twitch. Because
I'm always getting canceled. That's all right.
Yeah, AJ, you've never been canceled, but
make sure you know who voice said that. Okay.
Yes, Trevon, Didge, and AJ said that.
No,
I don't know, Trevon. Your laugh was really loud. Your laugh was loud, like you agreed.
No.
You laughed pretty loud. I'm just saying, play the replay.
Maybe.
Me and Joel and Mike held in our laughter. We didn't let it out. You let it out, Trevon. He was like, I agree.
What?
That's shaking of the head.
Right. Like,
exaggerated.
Goodness gracious.
I think you realized that's probably why he didn't like it.
It's true. Death Note was kind of no actually.
Yeah. The fuck kind of anime you think I want to watch with no action? The fuck? The motherfuckers talked everything through. It's like, I'm gonna write your name down, motherfucker. It's like, oh my, what the fuck am I watching? Bro?
The concept is delicious of Death Note.
You go ahead and watch that fucking anime, Trevon. You go ahead and watch that.
No. See, I don't watch it at all. I just know it's a book that you write people days that you want to die. That is interesting. Yeah,
but there's rules, Trevon, and I think you would break them and lose your book. Like you can't kill somebody the same way. Like it has to be different. You know what I'm saying? I think you would go hit by a car, hit by another car, hit by a bigger car, hit by a smaller car. I think that'd be you. Oh, that is okay. We're gonna get out of here. I don't like that this is turning into a murder doc. I want to thank
how to make a murder.
Right. I want to thank everybody in the comment section, all in the game. DJ Vinny,
that's right.
Chips and Sticks, and Mike. Scroll up. Who was all the way up top? Because I don't think they commented again.
Who that?
Derpy 501st.
Oh, 501st. Derpy, you also. Shout out to you all. We made sure we got to all you guys' comments. Just so you guys know going forward, when you type something and we don't immediately bring it up, it's so that it doesn't stop the flow of wherever we're at. But trust, we will get to you guys' comments. I promise. We're going to be better about that, getting to you guys' comments. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. let us know is the kid from Chronicle. Yes, that movie was about Trevon. That movie was definitely about Trevon.
I understood him. I did.
Yeah, it was starring Dane DeTrayvon, not Dane DeHaan. It was Dane DeTrayvon. That's who it was starring. But thank you guys so much, and as always, I want to thank AJ, Joel, Trevon, and Mike for helping make this a phenomenal podcast. As always, thank you guys so much. Stay tuned, guys. Me and AJ have something cool coming up with Bad Batch Season 2. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. That's gonna be a blast. I cannot wait. January.
Yeah, fuck. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Remember, there's a lot in January show-wise.
I know.
Wait, have you ever seen Your Honor with what's his name from Breaking Bad? The show Your Honor on Showtime, where he's like a judge.
No.
Oh, it was supposed to be a limited series where it was only one and done. It was so well reviewed they made a season 2.
Really?
And the season 2 comes out in January.
Your Honor.
Yeah, called Your Honor on Showtime. It's
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. He's a judge, and something happens with his son to where he has
I've heard about it.
Yeah, I figured you did. I figured you did. It's a phenomenal show that was only supposed to be one and done.
I have to download Showtime because I haven't watched anything on Showtime in a while. But there's like,
oh, you got to watch. Let Me In. Was it?
Yeah,
Let the Right One In or someone. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I keep hearing great things about that. So that's on my list.
Between that and like the interview with the vampire, I'll be busy with vampire shit.
That's for sure. But all right, guys, we went over a lot, gave you guys recommendations, offended a specific group of people. We did it all tonight. We want to thank you guys so much. And until next time, peace.
Plus